Mr. Broussard.
Pat, put Pat on. You weren't here at the last meeting, but we've been holding a resolution in the council office till we amended the ordinances. So at the next meeting, I have a resolution that's going to ask the Attorney General to give us some opinion on it. What I was hearing from you, I think our resolution's probably pretty vanilla in saying, here's what we have. Can you tell us if it's constitutional? Are you saying that there's a possibility we may have to put some language in there or have some questions in there directed to the Attorney General to get a good opinion, or will they look at it in general and come back and say yes or no?
I wasn't responding in reference to a potential request to the Attorney General. What I was saying was that taking it outside of a request, and I'll comment on that in a second, the Supreme Court on numerous occasions, as it relates to a court challenge, will actually not reach a constitutional issue unless it is the only way to dispose of the question. What I mean by that is that if the court can find that the issue can be resolved by statutory interpretation or something of that sort, it is instructed to do so. And there are many examples of that. But as it relates to the Attorney General requesting, the Attorney General has a policy, rules, if you will, policy by which it will or will not accept. And an example would be the well-known is the John Breaux situation that you recall, where he requested an opinion. They did not, the Attorney General declined in that instant. I'm not saying that would apply here, but to use it as an example, because of the possibility of imminent litigation. And so whether the Attorney General will or will not, but reply, I should say, is a matter of what its policy is. I would think that to just, if you will, send them the ordinance and say, is this ordinance okay, is not my usual, not to say experience, because this government hasn't done it that many times, but the Attorney General opinions that I've reviewed have focused questions, if you will. So that's a long way to answering your question, that I would doubt that they would just, to use the word I used a moment ago, answer the question in a vacuum. You'd have to have some sort of a focused
Then if you would, I mean, it's vanilla on the resolution.
I've not seen it.
Would you mind looking at the resolution? And if you would, maybe you could give us maybe some direct questioning or suggestive language we could put in there that maybe may be more directed in what you see they would look at than what I would put in there. You followed what I'm...
I'll be glad to look at it. The problem is the same. What I hear more often, I say here, reading the paper or just conversation is, well, it's unconstitutional without a specific particularization of what it is. I used one example a moment ago. We hear a lot that you have the right to confront your accuser, and you know that. So I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask the Attorney General, because the Constitution itself clearly says that that issue exists in a criminal context. So,
well, the way I see it, you have the knowledge to know what to ask. I don't. I feel fire extinguishers for a living. It would benefit everyone concerned if you could look at it and if you think we should have some sort of directive questionings, and then that way, whatever comes back, it's over with. I mean, it's not like they come back and say, well, did you ask this question? No, we didn't. Or there's a continued question is what I'm getting at.
I will look at the resolution as it exists, and I'll also look at the policy, if you will, of the Attorney General as to when
that's fair.
The circumstance under which they will or will not render an opinion.
I'm not looking for anything to make it unconstitutional or constitutional. I just want something fair, and that we get a response that's not open-ended to say, well, maybe we didn't ask the right question. So, and it continues and continues and continues.
Mr. Williams.
Oh, yes, very quickly. Mr. Tramble, is he here? Did we get just a quick answer to the question that I asked Mr. Ottinger? I know Mr. Ottinger probably couldn't answer it, or I don't know if he knew or not. But did we get DOTD, state DOTD approval for our program?
We have DOT permits for the red light running issues. From that standpoint, they have their own standards as well.
Did we get approval from DOTD on the speed vans?
I'm not aware that we did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, last point. this little Lafayette fellow, Marquise de Lafayette, they call him. I would like to know. I mean, I was real upset. And I know the Lafayette little statues in the front. I'm really disappointed about that. I'm surprised that y'all not reading about Lafayette. Lafayette owned a slave named James Armistead. His last name, James Armistead. I mean, how could you respect me? How could you get me to respect somebody like that didn't stand up for the right thing to do? Just listen to it. He fought the French Revolution for freedom. Then he come over here and help enslave some people. Man, that's a big that was a hypocrite to me. That's how that go. It's just straight. I mean, they change history, they rewrite history depending on who's in power. You know, since the people over here in power got with Lafayette, they put a different history. But I know the real facts about that guy. You mean to tell me the people that put their lives on the line, the court said to pay them, and they refused to pay the people that put their lives on the line? That's something, man. I would not put my life on the line for somebody that owe me money and refused to pay me the money that the court said that you must pay.
We are free.